what just happened?
A little bit, not really. Just glad we got the win. I knew how much this meant for our program and our players, and just the whole school, like everybody involved in Marquette. I just knew how big this would be, and I'm just glad we won.
One of those moments that kids kind of dream about it, hitting a game-winning shot to win a conference title. That's something. What do you feel about that?
I just feel good, man. Haven't hit a game winner in a long time. Maybe a couple times in high school, but not on a level like that in the world's famous. The most famous arena ever. It's truly a blessing. I give God all the grace, and it just comes from work every single day. And I'm glad that we won this, but now it's time we got to keep winning. We can't hang our heads on just winning the conference title. Now we got to focus on winning the Big East tournament and then focus on the NCAA tournament. So it's good while it lasts. We got a few hours to celebrate this win and just let it sink in for a while, but we got to get back to work soon.
Having the double bye last year, it kind of didn't work out in the Big East tournament. That experience, do you think that'll help this year, having had the weight last time?
Definitely. If you were to look at our schedule, you probably would say that going back and forth to the East Coast this whole week, playing Rutgers, playing St. John's, and then having the Big East tournament coming up, sort of be against us. But we're starting to look at it as a positive to actually have a dry run there, and the atmosphere like that it was today at Seton Hall, that's really going to help us because we already got a chance to play on that court this week. So we think that's going to help us. Last year we didn't have any chance to play. It was just straight game time we got there. So this game today definitely is going to help us for the Big East tournament.
Ball falls through the net, the horn goes off, you go running down towards midcourt. Finally, your teammates catch up to you, tackle you. As close as this team is, how did that feel to have your teammates mob you like that?
It felt great because it wasn't a shot for me. It was a shot for Junior, a shot for Trent, a shot for guys like that that's been here like seniors that this is their last go-around. And I just know how much it meant to them for Junior to go out with a gold ball. How many years he's worked for that, all the boot camps he's went through, all the individuals workouts he's went through here to now have the right to say that he's a conference champion, especially in the best league in America. It was all about him. So I just felt good for everybody else, and obviously I was happy for making a shot, but I felt better just seeing smiles and just joy on Trent, Chris, and Junior's face.
With the conferences all changing, does that mean a little bit more that this is the last year of the full Big East, so to speak?
Definitely. Have a chance to win the Big East or clinch a share of the Big East, knowing that this is the last year is a big deal. It might not be another basketball conference this good ever because of the history the Big East has held, but we're just so happy that we won, and we just got to move forward and try to win the tournament now.
All Big East teams are announced tomorrow. Have you thought about that at all, what it would mean if you find yourself on one of those teams?
It'll be good. I'm not really into that. I'm just glad that we got the championship, and that's out of my control, so it's what somebody else thinks. And obviously I hope I make something, and I should make something, I think, but it doesn't really matter to me what team I make or whatnot.
So is it sunk in yet?
No. I'm not sure exactly when it's supposed to, but not yet. I'm just really tired. Thankful, humbled by it all, but I don't know that it's necessarily sunk in yet.
What's your reaction to all the fans coming out?
That's great. I appreciate that. Jumpman was standing at the gate at the airport, and then somehow miraculously beat us back to campus and was jumping before we walked in the door. So for the loyal people that showed up, we really appreciate that.
You described the feeling when you saw your players' reaction to that shot going in.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of all of it. To see kids, raw emotion, knowing how hard they've worked, knowing how hard they've been pushed, knowing how fragile all of this is, to be able to end it on that stage in that sort of environment with all that was at stake. Really, really fun to watch. Really fun to watch.
When you think of all the seasons in your coaching career, this year you've got all the overtime games, the aircraft carrier mishap, the bat situation. How can you describe this season?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, the one thing that I've been trying to say, we're 14th in RPI and we're 15th in strength of schedule. and win or lose, if we would have played Ohio State, our numbers would have been higher. And who knows what will happen this upcoming week, but I hope that a wet floor doesn't prevent us from getting the seed that these kids deserve. Can't control all of that, but I don't know, Ganser. I think that maybe I'm getting old, but it seems like in so many ways, you know, we scored 13 points in the first half against Cincinnati, and then score 50 in the second. And then we're up, I think we're up 9 with a minute and a half to go today. It's just, like you said, the bat. I'd forgot about the bat. It's just been so many things, and I don't, for sure not in my head coaching career, have we been able to be a part of something like this. But I've texted all of our former players on the plane coming home. That's the thing that I don't want to lose sight of is Jimmy Butler, Joe Fultz, Dwight Bikes, those original cast of guys that they allowed me to coach them the only way I knew how. And through that, our culture was established. Jarrell McNeil, Wesley, Sherelle, Dominique, those guys didn't have to let me coach them the way. I mean, we're doing zigzag on April the 9th at 6 a.m. in the morning. And those guys are looking at me like, what are you doing? Well, here's what you do. You start at the intersection of the baseline and the sideline, and you dribble as fast as you can to the lane line, and then back to the sideline. And you do that down and back, and then go to the other side and do it down and back again. I think not to take away from what this current group of guys have done, but that culture was established. And so for that, I'm thankful to those kids as well.
You talked a lot about how you guys handled the double bye last year. You thought about doing anything different or just?
Well, number one, we're not going to go. Last year we left a day too early. So we'll practice here Tuesday morning, leave Tuesday afternoon, get there Tuesday early evening so that our staff can go watch the 9 o'clock game. Last year we went a little too early because it was on spring break. I thought it was better for us to be together in New York instead of our kids living in the dorm by themselves. I'm not saying that's why we got beat. Louisville beat us from start to finish, but we'll try it a little different this year.
How do you prepare, you know, for a chance to play 3 different teams?
Rutgers was Brad Autry's scout. DePaul was Jerry Wainwright's scout. Notre Dame was Isaac Chu's scout. So that works out perfect. Jeff Reynolds helps on every scout. Jamie McNeely helps on every scout, as does Devin. So that works out good. Yeah. So all three of our potential first-round games we'll have covered, which will be good.
A win like this on that same floor, you know, with kids like this, does it make a difference to go back to that same place?
Well, we'll see. You know, I think when the initial schedule came out, and you think about the last 2 weeks of our season, Syracuse at home, Notre Dame at home, and then travel to Rutgers, come home, stay here a day and a half, travel to St. John's, come home, stay a day and a half. Similar to what I said in the post game, you know, we were 7-2 at the end of January, and everybody said, well, that's really not realistic. Wait till February comes with all the road games, and more games in February than in January. Well, we finished 7-2. So if you looked at our schedule in January and said, wonder how this is going to play out, you would have looked at the last 2 weeks and said, that's not a good schedule. But God had it all figured out. And for us to have a dry run today, yesterday, we were able to go to the Garden this morning and have shoot around. I think that's good. Trent Lockett had never been on that floor, nor has Stevie. Chris O'Toole tore his ACL on that floor. So for us to be back, I think was good.
That's it.